Hello,
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 hi. Um,
hi.
we're supposed to start at 5:50, but I think we have only seven people right now, so I think we can wait a little bit, right? Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. I guess it may take some time for people to move to other, sessions to link, to get to the link to different sessions. So um, we will just wait a bit more. Okay. Okay. Mm, Um, Dr. Kang, is Professor Baek Sung-ye coming to the session or not?
I
She's
don't
supposed to
know.
be the
Well, yeah,
co-presenter, right? She's the co-presenter of this of
I
your.
think, I guess, she can't attend because she's very busy.
Okay, so you are doing the presentation and
Yes,
she,
I presentation.
okay. Mm, I will just start the session now because we are supposed to start at 5:50 anyway. Okay. Hi, my name is Eunyoung Jung. I'm an art historian. And I'm a professor at the Department of Art Education at Korea National University of Education. Um, okay. For this session, we were planning to have four four presentations in total. But unfortunately, we were informed that Dr. Um, Harem Kulkarni is not able to attend this session. He is the director of the Council for Creative Education in Finland, but right now he's attending another international conference to give a keynote speech at this moment. So he's not able to talk today. So we have only three presentations. And at first, I thought that the time would be very tight. We have only 1 hour and we have four presentations, 15 minutes for each. But now we have three presentations and we will be able to have extra 10 to 15 minutes, you know. So, I mean, even after 6:50, because yeah, the schedule was a little bit changed um, because of the tight schedule, the tight arrangement. But anyway, I think it will be good because we have plenty of time and we can have some time for Q&A or further discussion. Okay? Yeah. Um, okay. I think a lot of people will just remain the main Zoom link. Yeah. So anyway, it seems that there will be only seven people in this session, uh, which is, unbelievable for me to have this kind of small number of people on this session. This is the first time for me. Anyway, yeah. Okay. It feels like a small graduate seminar. Okay. Anyway, okay. So for this session, we have three presentations, including me. Um, okay. So I will do the first presentation, and okay. Dr. Noah Yoon, right? You are a doctor or PhD candidate? You're a doctor.
Yeah, I'm a doctor.
Okay,
And
Dr. Yeah, Noah Yoon will give us her second, will give the second presentation. Okay,
yes.
and then the third, which is the final presentation, will be delivered by Dr. Ju Hyun Kang and Professor Park Sung-hye. Okay, I will. Okay, I will introduce you in the beginning of your presentation, of course. Okay, I will share my PPT first. Okay. Let me check. I don't know whether I should share the whole, it seems okay here. Oh, okay. Can you see the slide? Okay, great. Okay. My name is Eun-young Jung. I'm an art historian, specializing in modern and contemporary art history and art theories and aesthetics. I'm teaching and doing research at the Department of Art Education at KNUA. The title of my presentation is Towards Decoloniality of AI Education, AI Ethics Education in the Age of Digital Neocolonialism. So even if we have extra time, I will try to stick to 15-minute presentation. So let me check. Okay, now it is almost 6, so I will finish by 6:15. Okay. Okay, so this is the overall contents that I will discuss today. First is artificial intelligence and digital neocolonialism. I will talk about digital neocolonialism in order to address the importance of decolonial thinking. And the second part is decolonial thinking, the meaning, the concept, and the significance of decolonial thinking. And finally, I will conclude my presentation addressing possible kind of directions or possible practices and new kind of conceptual frameworks for decoloniality of AI education. Okay, so the purpose of this presentation is to reflect on decolonial thinking in the era of digital neocolonialism in order to explore the critical implications for AI education. AI education, as you know, includes both education with AI and education about AI. So education with AI is referred to as AI ed, and education about AI is AI literacy. I also want to address the importance of developing decolonial conceptual framework within the background of digital neocolonialism and possible strategies for ethical AI development in AI ethics education. And due to time constrictions, my presentation cannot do justice to the diversity and complexity of digital neocolonialism and decolonial thinking in various geopolitical contexts, for example, Africa, South America, and Southeast Asia. Because decolonial thinking emerged in this kind of variety of global South countries or continent. We should think about the different contexts or different historical backgrounds, but because of time limitations, I cannot address all the diversity and complexity. So mainly, I will try to focus on their concepts and key aspects. And these are major references here, but I have more references at the end. But these references are key ones that I will address during the presentation. Walter Mignolo and Catherine Walsh, the book published by Duke University Press titled On Decoloniality. Walter Mignolo, he is an Argentine semiotician and scholar, philosopher, very critical. But he is a professor at Duke University now. So he is a kind of Argentine, South American origin scholar, but he's teaching in North America, mainstream, okay. And another is Shakir Mohammed, Marie-Thérèse Payeng, and William Isaacs' article published in Philosophy and Technology. I looked at this article as very, very important source because Mohammed and Isaac, they are researchers at DeepMind London. And Ping, she is a PhD candidate at the University of Oxford. And another reference is Vikalinos Zimbailas. He's very, very kind of significant, important scholar addressing decolonial theories and approaches now. And this article is Decolonial Approach to AI in Higher Education, Teaching and Learning. It was very, very good resource. Okay. So first, AI and digital neo-colonialism. So we are all experiencing now that AI technologies are so rapidly, permeating, all aspects of our life, right? So the speed is so fast and the scope is so broad. So it is really difficult to measure and even to cope with. The emergence of generative AI technologies is a key driver here, as you know, fundamentally transforming digital spaces by utilizing massive data sets to produce complex outputs. This digital transformation, it is called digital transformation in Korean, digital 대전환, also extends its influence to the physical environment and ecological systems. So, the AI infrastructure, for example, has a carbon footprint greater than the global AI airline industry as a whole. So, the data centers built by so-called big tech companies, they are sometimes spend millions of square feet and they consume tremendous amounts of water and collectively, this is a quote, collectively devour more energy than some nation states. As you see here, I have a graph image, data centers in Africa. And in the center, this is a pretty new news about NVIDIA planning to invest $100 billion in OpenAI to partner on building new data centers, more data centers, and artificial intelligence infrastructure. This news was on just September 23rd. Okay. So Mohammed et al. Argued that I think this is really, really interesting and important. They say that digital spaces are not neutral, and we all agree that because they form digital spaces, form digital territories. That, like physical spaces, have the propensity to become sites of extraction and exploitation, and thus sites of digital territorial coloniality. Um, so, um, so basically, digital spaces are not just virtual, but has its own physical, territorial spaces, but virtual and physical spaces as well have the characteristics of extraction and exploitation. That's what they argue. And I agree with them. Digital neocolonialism describes this kind of state, of new digital coloniality. It can be understood as the use of information communication technology by hegemonic powers to exert indirect control or influence over marginalized groups or countries. So, digital neocolonialism is the key term here. With the rise of Gen AI, this dynamic has been intensified. Control over the foundational AI technologies and the massive data sets they rely on is concentrated in the hands of a few corporations or nations, echoing the power relations of historical colonialism. Um, historical colonialism started from the late 16th or 17th century and continued throughout until mid 20th century. Okay. Furthermore, this new digital coloniality is not confined to global South. So, current state of digital neo-coloniality has the characteristics of historical colonialism. And of course, historical colonialism is, governing, of global South by some imperialist countries, right? But now this new digital coloniality is not confined to the global South. It is also applied to everyday life globally, worldwide, where our quotidian activities are abstracted or extracted as data, making us all subjects within these digital territories. So, digital neocolonialism manifests in many ways. For example, data extraction and control, algorithmic bias, and technological dependence, and cultural homogeneity. For technological dependence, we can actually discern that um, technological development are more limit developing countries' ability to develop and control their own digital ecosystems and hinder local industry development and innovation. And cultural homogeneity, okay, is about spreading dominant cultures, marginalizing local cultures and languages, and undermining the diversity and autonomy of indigenous communities. Um, this is from the Blue Box. This is from World Economic Forum on October 6th this year. And UNESCO also issued the same news about this last year in September. There are over 7,000 natural languages spoken in the world, yet most AI chatbots are trained on only about 100 of them. English, spoken by less than 20% of the world's population, is used by almost half of websites and is the main driver of large language models. Okay, so 99% of the world's languages are currently excluded from the giant virtual library that underlies popular Gen AI applications. And 90% of online higher education materials come from the European Union or North America, which means that content production is developed by Western countries. Okay, so theories of decolonization Okay, this is the second part. And decoloniality emerged because of this kind of neo colonial situation emerged through African anti-colonial struggles and Latin American debates on colonialism. The term decolonial unites disparate movements across a number of formerly colonized territories. These movements are dedicated to a practice of epistemic reconstruction and challenging inequality. Epistemic reconstruction, is about rebuilding knowledge systems from marginalized, unprivileged, non-Western perspectives. And challenging inequality is about addressing historical and contemporary global inequality. So the crucial condition of this world of techno-capitalism is coloniality, according to decolonial theories and decolonial thinking. Coloniality is a key concept here. Coloniality is what survives historical colonialism. It refers to the persistence of the characteristics and effects of historical colonialism in the present day. And the characteristics of historical colonialism includes territorial appropriation, exploitation of the natural environment and of human labor, and the control of social structures and cultures. So according to Mignolo, the goal of decolonial thinking is about to understand and dismantle this coloniality. So he suggests that colonial matrix of power, CMP, as an analytic tool to identify, question, and challenge a global long-lasting system of coloniality. So CMP includes the coloniality of power, coloniality of knowledge, and coloniality of being. And he also calls coloniality as the darker side of modernity. So by shedding light on this darker side, he says that thinking and doing otherwise is possible. Okay. I mentioned earlier the second reference, Mohamed et al.'s article on decolonial thinking to AI. And using decolonial theories to identify coloniality in the global AI systems, they have analyzed how the colonial practices of extraction and exploitation of data, labor, and land territories continue through AI technologies as follows. So they call it algorithmic coloniality. Algorithmic coloniality includes algorithmic oppression, algorithmic exploitation, and algorithmic dispossession. Oh, I have to finish by 6. Okay. So about education, artificial and intelligence in education. To address and explore complex questions and issues concerning AI in education, I will discuss first the unintended consequences of artificial intelligence in education. It is a critical report about AI in education, which was published in October 2023 by Professor Wayne Holmes. He's a professor of University College London, and he conducted this research and published this report on behalf of Education International, which is a huge global union federation of teachers, educators. Okay, the report contains 86 pages of analysis of AI in education, practical issues raised by AI in eds, unintended consequences, and recommendations. To get to the conclusion first, to make it short, the report says that AI and education, which is called AI and Ed, AI and education can be discussed in terms of two components, AI ed and AI literacy. I already mentioned in the beginning. And the ethics of AI should be incorporated into both components in order to deal with unintended consequences of AI in education. So these are the unintended consequences of the use of AI in education. There are five unintended consequences. First is a devaluation of human intelligence, and drawback second is drawbacks of personalized learning, such as the potential erosion of social interactions in education, and disempowering teachers, and commercialization of education and homogenization of the educational content. And lastly, they included this neo-colonialism. Okay, here, the unintended consequences of the use of AI in education. I will not read the whole quotation. The report says, in order to ensure the ethics of AI to be integrated in both teaching with AI and teaching about AI, we should think two important recommendations. First, ethics by design, and second is role of teachers. But besides this, I want to I want to propose that AI ethics education must extend to integrate decolonial thinking more specifically into the conceptual frameworks and practices of both teaching with AI and teaching about AI. Decolonial thinking offers a powerful framework to confront the existing power structures within global AI systems. It can provide an analytical lens of coloniality and a call to de-link the coloniality, the current situation of AI systems globally. So AI technologies may bring benefits in many areas, but without strong ethical awareness and critical practices, they can easily reproduce and reinforce existing biases and discrimination. And this can pose a grave threat to fundamental human rights and freedoms. To counter this, we turn to the vision of Frantz Fanon, one of the founding colonial thinkers, who posited that education is the solution, maybe the only solution. Okay. AI ethics should be fully integrated in both teaching with AI and teaching about AI. And only through the lens of decolonial thinking can we effectively challenge the digital neocolonialism and fully reclaim our agency to think and act critically, allowing us to reimagine different, more equitable futures. I have some suggestions, but this is the final page, but I would not read all of this. But my basic argument is that we should incorporate decolonial thinking into AI education. Okay, these are the references. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. So, okay. Now we have our second presenter, Dr. Noah Yoon. Okay. And okay, let me introduce her. She received a PhD degree in social studies education from Ewha Women's University in 2019, and her research interests include global citizenship education, AI education, and teacher education. Currently, she is a researcher at Convergence Education Research Institute at the KNUA. Okay, the title of our presentation is Revisiting AI Education Through the Lens of Global Citizenship. Please welcome Dr. Noah Yoon.
Thank you. And I present my presentation. Can you see my slide?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Noah Yoon from Korea National University of Education. It's a pleasure and I'm honored to present my research in this session. The title of my study is Revisiting AI Education Through the Lens of Global Citizenship. In today's talk, I'll explore how AI is reshaping global citizenship education and what this means for future teaching and learning. Here's the flow of my presentation. I'll begin with the background and purpose, followed by the research methods, then discuss the main findings, including the topic modeling results, and finally, present key implications and future directions. The motivation for this research came from a simple but important question. How can AI contribute to building responsible and ethical global citizens? Globally, the internet usage rate among youth is around 79%, meaning most young people are already living and learning in an AI-driven world. This digital environment has not only accelerated AI use, but also expanded opportunities for global issues, global citizenship education, allowing learners to engage with worldwide issues in new ways. At the same time, the rapid advancement of AI, especially with generative models like ChatGPT, has raised new ethical, cultural, and civic questions. This makes global citizenship education more important than ever to help learners develop civic skills, ethical judgment, and reflective thinking needed to navigate the AI era. However, in South Korea, studies connecting AI and global citizenship education has been quite limited. Most existing work focuses either on digital literacy or AI ethics education separately. Therefore, in this study, I sought to bridge that gap by analyzing research trends and key themes in AI enhanced global citizenship education. I aim to identify how AI is used to foster global citizenship values and what challenges still remain. The purpose of this study was threefold. First, to analyze the overall research trends. Second, to identify the main themes and their characteristics. And third, to explore the educational outcomes and limitations found in these studies. To do this, I combined two methods, a systematic literature review and topic modeling using LDA algorithm. A systematic review provides an objective and transparent process for identifying and selecting studies using clear inclusion and exclusion criteria. Meanwhile, topic modeling, a text mining technique, helps uncover underlying patterns and hidden themes in large datasets. Together, these methods allowed both quantitative and qualitative insights into how AI and global citizenship education intersect. This slide shows the PRISMA flow of the study selection process. I first identified 239 papers published between 2015 and 2025, using the keywords global citizenship education and artificial intelligence. After removing duplicates and irrelevant papers, I screened 147 studies, and finally, 85 studies met all criteria for the final analysis. These papers became the foundation for exploring research trends and core thematic directions. Here are the analysis categories used in this study. Each paper was coded by publication period, research type, research participant, curricular linkage type, and AI tool type. This framework ensured a systematic comparison and helped identify broader patterns across the literature. Let's look at the publication year. Between 2017 and 2018, only one study appeared each year, showing the early experimental stage. No papers appeared in 2019, but after 2020, the number grew steadily. 5 in 2020, 8 in 2021, and 14 in August. Then in 2020, okay, sorry, there's a message. Okay. 14 in 2020. Then in 2023 and 2024, research activity surged, marking a strong growth phase. By 2025, in August, research continued at a high level, especially with the rise of generative AI tools like ChatGPT. Yes. Here's the slide of the result of systematic literature review, and the code is research types. Roughly 1/3 were theoretical studies, while 2/3 were empirical, showing a clear shift to practice. Among empirical works, program development studies were most common, followed by mixed method and quasi-experimental designs. Recently, data-driven approaches such as text mining have appeared, indicating a move toward more analytical and evidence-based research. When it comes to participants, most studies focused on elementary students, showing that AI education is being introduced early. Fewer studies involved secondary students or teachers, indicating that expansion to those levels is still developing. In short, AI-based global citizenship education is most active at the elementary level, but it's gradually expanding to higher education context. Regarding curricular connections, most research took an interdisciplinary approach, combining multiple subjects. Among them, single subject, social studies appeared most frequently, followed by science and technology and home economics. These subjects emphasize problem solving, data literacy, and ethical reasoning, which align naturally with global citizenship educations. So, social studies serves as a central platform for integrating AI, ethics, and sustainability. Okay, now let's look at the AI tools used in these studies. The most common were machine learning applications used for data classification and pattern analysis. Next came generative AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, which encourage creativity, reflection, and ethical discussion. Other tools included programming platforms, speech recognition, and AI literacy resources. We can clearly see a shift from programming-focused studies to generative and data-driven approaches. This slide shows how research types evolved over time. From 2017 to 2020, studies were mostly conceptual, defining AI's role in education. After 2021, research moved strongly toward empirical and program-based approaches. By 2025, mixed method designs became more common, reflecting an integrated and comprehensive trend. Overall, the field evolved from conceptual exploration to evidence-based practice. Now, the LDA topping modeling result. 6 main themes emerged. There are 6 themes. First, digital inquiry and learning through global participation, using digital tools for learner-centered exploration. Second, AI bias awareness and critical citizenship, recognizing social bias and promoting civic responsibility. Third, AI ethics, sensitivity, and moral action, engaging with ethical dilemmas through simulations. Fourth, technological ethics and sustainable development, SDGs, connecting AI ethics with sustainability. Fifth, integrated eco-environmental education, combining AI with environmental and engineering activities. Sixth, AI ethics and literacy for multicultural inclusion and digital citizenship. It's developing inclusive, ethical citizens in the AI era. Together, these topics show a clear expansion from digital inquiry to sustainability and exclusivity. When we examine topic trends over time, 3 distinct stages emerge. First, during the introduction stage from 2017 to 2020, studies explored conceptual ideas, digital inquiry, and AI bias, defining early ethical frameworks and possibilities. Next, in the expansion stage, between 2021 and 2023, research grew rapidly, focusing on ethics, civic reflection, and digital citizenship. AI was viewed not merely as a tool, but as a medium for civic reflection. Finally, in the integration stage, from 2024 to 2025, research connected technology, sustainability, and inclusion, marking a new paradigm where AI supports ethical and sustainable global citizenship. Overall, the field evolved from early exploration to multidimensional integration. From these findings, three key educational implications stand out. First, AI-based global citizenship education fosters a new learning paradigm. Participatory, data-driven, and reflective. Students actively define problems and analyze global issues as creators, not consumers. Second, it helps integrate ethical reflection with civic action. Generative AI and simulations allow learners to face moral dilemmas, fostering empathy, responsibility, and solidarity. Third, it drives a shift toward sustainability and inclusivity, connecting AI ethics with environmental education and multicultural understanding. This helps learners rethink their roles in a shared future. However, several challenges remain in practice. Most studies still focus on elementary education, while themes like peace, human rights, and cultural diversity remain underexplored. Many studies are short-term, and schools face issues such as unequal teacher readiness, limited accessibility, and unclear assessment standards. These are not just technical issues, they are systematic and structural, requiring policy and institutional support. Looking ahead, future research should broaden its scope, connect across levels, and redefine AI-GCE competencies, integrating ethics, data, and sustainability. Ultimately, our goal is to build a human-centered and solidarity-driven education paradigm, where technology serves humanity, not the other way around. It's my, yes, it's my final slide. That brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Yoon. Thank you for the presentation. We will have discussion after all three finishing, all three presentations. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, can you see my presentation?
Okay, I will introduce the our final
Yes.
presenter.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we can see. The final presentation is by Professor Baek Sung-hye and Dr. Kang Joo-hyun. I don't know whether Professor Kang is present. Professor Paek, she's a professor at the Department of Chemistry Education at KNUE, and currently she is the president of International Society for the Advancement of STEAM, which the host organizer of this conference. And Dr. Kang, he is currently a lecturer at the Institute of Convergence Education, KNUE. He is conducting research on AI and metaverse-based convergence education. He received his PhD in media studies from Busan National University and served as a research professor at Busan National University from 2021 to 2024. The title of the presentation is Exploration of the Characteristics of Science Reports Using ChatGPT by science teachers and experiences of abductive learning, experimental design, and interpretation regarding Dalton's atomic theory and Avogadro's molecular theory. Okay, please welcome Dr. Ju Hyung Kang.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ju Hyung Kang from the Korean National University of Education, and I'm pleased to present our study titled Exploration of the Characteristics of Science Reports Using ChatGPT by Science Teacher and Experience of Adaptive Learning. This work was co-authored with Professor Sung-Hae Baek. This study aims to analyze the learning experience of science teachers who participated in ChatGPT-based report writing training in a science education context in order to explore the practical possibility and limitation of AI-assisted science education. Teacher report drafts, prompts, and replies were collected, and their experience were collectively analyzed. Background of the study: the emergence of ChatGPT has opened new possibilities across multiple dimensions of teaching and learning, from lesson design and student participation to assessment strategies. The educational potential of ChatGPT extends beyond generating output. It can deeply engage with the learner's thinking process. For instance, Young Ethel found the GPT-based tools facilitated conceptual understanding and supported structured writing. But, however, at the same time, scholars have pointed out the risk and limitations of using generative AI in education. For example, lack of critical literacy, unclear information sources, and over-reliance on AI tools. So Torres emphasized, when using generative AI tools in information literacy education, educators should already integrate comparative verification with academic database, helping students develop information credibility, judgment, and critical thinking. And this is another scholar say. John Locke evaluated the impact of generative AI integration in information systems education. This says generative AI scored higher on all tasks and exams, and average generative AI use increased, and students recognized generative AI's usefulness and have positive attitude. Student agents, there are some type of student agents. First, the resistive learning. Second, receptive learning. Third, resourceful learning. Fourth, reflective learning. Resourceful learning is others crafted clear prompt to achieve creative results using Gen AI for task refinement and information search. Reflective learning is learner rigorously verified AI responses. Sarah Supan investigates students' prompt strategies when using ChatGPT. They use single copy paste prompting, 47%, single reformulated prompting, 13%, multiple question prompting, 40%. Students tend to treat ChatGPT as a conversational partner, using greeting, politeness, and even role-playing to make the dialogue love more lecture. This suggests that students favor interactive, human-like engagement for problem solving. Young, positive experience and process. Students, they say positive experience is fast learning speed due to rapid information retrieval and the ability to summarize key research ideas, reducing the time spent reading academic papers. But Gen AI showed limited improvement in academic writing, lacking understanding of historical context, logical connection, and emotional nuance. Kane says, secretion. First, use content with content knowledge. Process begin continue with prompts based on need, interest, and prior content knowledge. Second, LLM AI generates initial response based on characteristics of initial prompt. Third, iterative design refines from part via comparison with prior knowledge and evaluative critical thinking. Fourth, LLM AI generates defined response based on engineered prompt characteristics. This research method, this study adopted a qualitative research design to explore how science teachers experience with Gen AI-based report writing influence their explanatory practice, writing strategies, and pedagogical perceptions. Using the grounded theory approach, the study analyzed characteristics of teachers, ChatGPT prompts, and reports to understand how their concepts evolved. Participants were 14 in service schools. Science teachers enrolled in graduate level science education course at a university in Korea. The course integrates ChatGPT assist report writing to stimulate an authentic classroom context. Step 1. Grounded theory. Grounded theory is suitable when no existing framework sufficiently explains a phenomenon and a new theoretical structure must be discovered or constructed. AI is a new technology, so there are no this type research, so I try to use grounded theory. Grounded theory has three stages of coding. First, open coding. Second, Excel coding. Third, selective coding. The stage of open coding identify and label meaningful concepts in the data. Second stage, Excel coding, connect categories and subcategories within the paradigm model. Last, selective coding is integrate all categories around the core concept to build the final theoretical framework. Step 2, focus group interview. We have focus group interviews were conducted with 14 participating teachers. Result. In the stage open coding, teacher says we abstract 6 characteristics. First, exploring historical scientific context. Second, constraints of reported structures. Third, critical verification through GPT. Fourth, historical experiment simulation. 5. Creative role-based interaction. 6. Expansion of interpretation and abductive thinking. We made Excel coding in grounded theory. A central phenomenon is the transitional pressure between competing scientific theories. Causal condition is exploration of the process of theoretical discovery, awareness of scientific theory conflict. Contextual condition is structural limits of GPT-based reports restricted abductive expression. Action interaction is dialogue and reasoning loops between GPT and teachers, and role-based simulation and experiment reconstructions. Intervening condition is verification of GPT information, uncritical acceptance of GPT responses, reflective evaluation of GPT outputs, consequence, expansion of interpretive reasoning through GPT-based analysis, formation of abductive insight grounded in reflective thinking. Selective coding, third stage, problem-posing abductive learners, type B, constraint abductive learners, type C, explanatory search learners, type D, critical verification learners. Type A teachers were inquiry-oriented learners who initiated reasoning from theoretical conflict and developed systemic abductive thinking through sequence, questioning, and simulation. Type B teachers demonstrated localized abductive reasoning constrained by reporting formats, showing partial integration of abductive logic in teaching despite limited structural flexibility. Type C teachers emphasized explanation and conceptual organization using philosophical or historical framing, but their abductive reasoning remained limited to low or moderate level due to structural and descriptive focus. Type D teachers focused on experimental precision and methodological standardization, enhanced reliability and transparency, but their abductive reasoning remained latent and required additional scaffolding to emerge. Teacher perception, FGI, perceived advantage but perceived limitation of GPT-based education. They feel advantage. ChatGPT assists education, enhance curiosity, creativity, and reflective reasoning in scientific learning. But excessive dependence on GPT may hinder authentic knowledge construction and make assessment more complex. So, approach to GPT use, treat GPT as a supplementary tool, not the core learning medium. Prioritize critical thinking and pre-instructional guidance before use. Instructional method, provide prompt design training and guided practice. Share examples of effective prompt and report revision processes. Offer teacher feedback alongside AI interaction. Assessment of GPT-based learning, develop clear evaluation aligned with learning objectives, allow variety in grading due to diverse outputs, focus on reasoning clarity, not on uniform answers. Teacher perceive strengths of ChatGPT, immersion, role play, and efficiency, and cognitive benefits, and so on. But they are limitation. They perceive limitation and concerns. Undesired behavior, cognitive confusion, parents' consent, and administrative procedure, limited classroom application, and so on. First, pedagogical direction for critical AI use, position GPT as a supplementary tools, and so on. This study analyzed 14 science teacher report writing experience using ChatGPT through grounded theory, and that revealing how generative AI can foster objective reasoning. In FGI, teachers also identified both pedagogical benefits and limitations. Pedagogical implications position GPT as a supplementary tool, not the central medium of learning. These principles support a shift from AI-driven learning to AI-reflected learning. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Kang. Okay. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can write your questions, thoughts, and reflections on chat, or because we have such a small group of people attending this session, I think we can just discuss, in person, ask questions and address and discuss. Okay. Any thoughts or anything you want to discuss? Yeah, I wrote some questions for Professor Dr. Yoon. Yeah. But okay. Yeah, my question was just a straightforward one. What kind of machine learning tools for classification and prediction were used in the literature? And I was just wondering the percentage-wise, if the literature, covers, includes Korean one and international one. I was just wondering about the percentage. Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah, actually, I already typed the answer on my chat, our chat. But yeah, in my study, machine learning tools such as Accident Sketch, AI for Oceans, Teachable Machine of Google, and Quick Draw, and were utilized. And among them, AI for Oceans and Teachable Machine were particularly used frequently.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it was like, Quick Draw and Teachable Machine, and these kind of tools were used pretty early stage.
Yeah,
Because,
right.
they don't use Quick Draw on, much these days, right? So it was early stage. Okay, I see.
Yeah. And I analyzed only domestic literature. Yeah, so international studies were not included in my data set. Yeah.
Okay, so the implications and significance for this study is for Korean,
Yes,
AI education only, maybe. Okay, I see. Any other questions? I have some questions for Dr. Kang. It is a little bit difficult to follow you, but anyway. How was the ChatGPT effective for science teachers' abductive thinking, especially? Did you find that the ChatGPT was effective for science teachers' abductive thinking in terms of Dalton's theory and Avogadro's theory?
Yes.
Yeah.
They
How?
Yeah, science teacher use ChatGPT only search information, but after prompt education, they use creatively and actively, and they try to find objectively reasoning. So
But are there any kind of objective index that you can evaluate abductive thinking? That's what I
yeah,
was wondering. Yeah.
objective thinking.
Yeah.
But we try to tackle abductive thinking, but some teacher use abductive thinking, but some teacher not abductive thinking.
Yeah. So I was wondering how you evaluate the abductive thinking processes. Are there any index to evaluate it?
We analysis their report and qualitative analysis.
Qualitative, just
Yeah,
coding.
qualitative
Because I
analysis.
think, oh, okay, yeah. I have another question. Even though we have, just about 5 minutes, or 5 to 10 minutes. I remember that you mentioned that there are some limitations that teachers felt during the
Yeah.
use of ChatGPT, but it was really mostly about the environment. Were there any limitations they felt about the tool itself?
Yes, they say parents' consent is very important. It's important. So administrative limitation.
Yeah, but
So
administrative restrictions are environmental learning, the environment experiments, right? Of
yeah,
this research. But
research.
I'm wondering, were there any limits or restrictions that the teachers felt about ChatGPT itself or about the AI tools?
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
지금 여기 계신 분이 다 한국 분인 것 같아서 지금 한국말로 그냥
예,
드리겠습니다,
예,
선생님.
예,
왜 그 한계를 말씀해 주셨잖아요. 그
예.
AI 툴에 대한 restrictions or limitations you found, right? 근데 거기에
한계.
뭐,
예,
뭐 행정적인 뭐 한계를 느꼈다 이런 거 말고
예.
그 AI 툴 자체 or ChatGPT 자체에 대한 limitations나 한계나 이런 거에 대해서 얘기한 것이 없냐고요. 그걸 밝혀야 된다고 생각되는데
AI
그걸 사용하는
한계는 이제
환경에
음,
네.
예, 그러니까 이제 이 AI의 어떤 활용의 문제점 있고, 이제 그걸 교육하려다 보면은 이제 어떤 환경적인 어려움이 있는데, 아까 이제 뭐 제가 말씀드린 뭐 학부모의 동의나 행정적인 문제는 AI 활용 교육의 어떤 문제점으로 이야기가 될 수 있을 것 같고요. 그렇지만 그 정은영 교수님께서 이야기하신 것은 이 AI의 문제, 챗GPT 문제점. 뭐 대표적인 게 뭐 할루시네이션 정보에
아니, 그러니까
이제
선생님들이 그거에
예,
대해서 언급하거나 한
예.
게 있냐고요. 예를 들어서 학부모 동의를 미성년자이기 때문에 학부모 동의를 받아서 이걸 해야 된다 이런 거는 general AI
예.
education for children under 19 or 18, right?
예.
근데
예.
그거 말고 그거는 이 리서치가 아니어도
그,
그냥 일반적인
예.
얘기잖아요. It's a
예.
universal, right? 그게 아니라 이 연구에서 이걸 사용한 교사들이 그 science teachers잖아요, 다. 근데 지금 여기서 중요한 거는 챗GPT를 사용할 때 objective learning을 어떻게 지금 체험했는가, 뭐 이런 건데, 거기에 있어서 한계점이라고 느낀 거가 없었냐는 거예요. 학부모 동의
음.
받으려면 행정적으로 복잡하다 이런 거 말고요. 이
예. 그러니까,
리서치의 focus is on objective learning, right?
예.
Yeah.
그게 이제 정보의 부정확성, 이런 걸 이야기를 하는데, 음, 이 부분입니다. 네. The teacher perceived limitation and concerns, 음, over observed undesirable behavior such as blinding copying, over reliance, and cognitive confusion occurred when GPT outputs prioritize finalized knowledge over historical reasoning, and so on.
아니, 그러니까 이거가 cognitive confusion이 ChatGPT doesn't refer to ChatGPT's limitations or teachers' cognitive confusion이에요. 뭐 어느 쪽이에요? 저기 이게 프레젠테이션을 듣고 이해할 수가 없어서.
그러니까 이제 뭐 GPT가 주는 이제 정보가 그 전문가들이 봤을 때는 이것이 제대로 된 정보인지 아닌지를 확인할 수가 있지만 그렇지 않을 때는 좀 부정확한 정보를 판단하기 어려운 경우도 또 있고 그 다음에 교사라 하더라도 그 이렇게 다양한 학설에 대한 이해를 충분히 하지 못했기 때문에 그 부분에 대해서 이제 충분히 피드백 해줄 수 없다라는 그런 측면들이 뭐
아니요.
논의해졌던
그러니까
말씀.
이걸 사용한 교사들이 그걸 인지했냐는 거예요. 그러니까 그것이 챗GPT의 한계라는 거를 인지했다는 게 리서치
예,
결과인가요? 그게 한계라고.
예,
예.
예,
그러니까 이거는 cognitive confusion, 이거는 챗GPT의 한계라고
예,
지금 인지를 했다는 거죠?
예.
맞나요? 네.
패스하시죠?
아니요. 쌤,
예,
이런 거가 지금
예,
이게 지금 리서치의 핵심이잖아요.
예,
Objective learning의 핵심이 이제 귀추법의
예,
핵심에 들어가는 건데, 이걸 사용한 교사들이 그
예,
챗GPT를 사용하면서,
예,
그런 한계가 있다는 걸 알았냐는 거, 그런 한계가 있다는 걸 알면은 Objective learning이 가능했다는 거고요.
예,
그렇게 해석을, 분석을 하셔야 되잖아요. 네,
예,
알겠습니다. We're not
예,
supposed to speak in Korean, but anyway, in order to communicate more effectively, I had to use um, Korean, and I sincerely apologize for that. Okay, so now it's almost 7:10. And thank you for your participation and thank you for your presentation. And I think we will have about 5 minute break, or you can just go to the main link. Okay, thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
예,
for
thank
Thank
you.
you.
participating.